I'm going to share screen. We are going to talk about the evaluations for the rest of the semester. Where did I put it? Can you see?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to make this smaller so I can see. There we go. All right. According to the due dates, we're going to have actually 16 weeks of classes. I hope we do have them. And having all the 16 weeks of classes of the first semester, we should be finishing with the repeat exams and everything by September 11th. So considering that, these are the evaluations that we are going to have for the semester. The activity you did last time that I asked you to write a paragraph in order to extract the information from a paragraph and communicate it objectively, because that is academic writing, is called abstract. So we are going to have the evaluation of 3 abstracts. Why the first one has a small percentage compared to the rest? Because they are small paragraphs. But as we progress, the paragraphs are going to be, or the texts are going to get longer. Therefore, you're going to have to extract more information, and you have to learn. That's why it says developing the reading and writing skills, because from text, after reading them, after understanding the text, you have to write objectively what the text is about, and that is called an abstract. So for all the evaluations, as you can see here, all the evaluations are going to be in pair. So you can support each other, you can give opinions, and at the same time, you're going to be giving strength one another in these developing skills. So I strongly suggest that you find your partner from today until the end of the semester. Remember that according to the protocol, you're going to be exempted with a 4.5. So it's not going to be so difficult to have a partner that would work with you all the time. And obviously, in every class, we are going to be checking and rechecking your work. Is everybody clear with the evaluations we're going to have? Does anybody have a question on this? When I evaluate the book, remember that you have to read the 1 Minute Manager. So when we evaluate that, that is going to be in the individual. That's the only, even though I put pair work for everything, but this reading is because the type of question demands an individual reasoning. I'm not going to say what did the author say in this part or in that part. Is a practical question based on the book and see how you really understood it. All right, I told you before that it was an easy book. This is the only one that is going to be individual. So it's going to be a sort of a questionnaire. And the rest, the essays, both essays, first is going to be very easy and we're going to have a lot of practice. The other one's got to be longer, so the topic is going to be a little harder. But obviously that's part of academic writing. Do you have any questions on this so I can go to the next part? Yes or no? No?
No, Miss, thank you.
You're welcome. So I stop sharing. Did you read text 2 Because the last time I saw you as a class, because I've been seeing many of you in management, but the last time I saw you in academic, you were supposed to write paragraphs of the text we read in class, and I put it on the virtual room. Did you get the chance to see that and to work on that?
No, Miss.
Okay,
So
so we're
I two paragraph this work, but
yeah,
I
because
don't know this check.
okay, we're going to go back. We're going to read the text, and then we're going to compare the text that is written and how the abstract should be like. We're going to do that today. And the other one, text number 3, you do it and we check it tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to share screen again. And you have text 2. Let me see. This was text number 2. Can you see?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Sebastian Figueroa, are you there?
Yes, Miss.
Sebastian, can you read the first paragraph, please? We're going to start as if we never saw this activity before.
Sure. Since the word before,
No, from start reading from this part. You should have it in your computer too, but you can see it on my screen.
Okay. Before television and computers, our most powerful communication tool was language. However, the supremacy of language has been challenged by the introduction of images, powerful, realistic, moving images into our everyday communication. The advent of television and computing in the 20th century marked a new period in communication technology, the information age. Information age. Thanks. The marriage of words and images offered by television together with the interactive power of the computer have profoundly affected the nature of our society. In its short life of half a century, the computer has revolutionized the way we communicate. Revolutionized.
Nice.
The way we communicate. In the workplace, business rely on computers. Businesses rely on computers rely on computers for communication and for performing routine tasks such as recording, keeping, accounting, and inventory. Computing has spawned new forms of media, such as the worldwide network of millions of computers called the Internet. By the mid-1990s, the general public was using the Internet for education, entertainment, and business, making it the fastest growing medium today.
Okay. What is the relevant information here? When you are writing first, I remember that I asked you to identify if this text was academic or not academic. What is it?
Academic.
Academic.
Well, it is not academic.
No academic.
Why? Because it's not objective. Because the writer is including himself. And when he says the way we communicate, remember what I told you before. When you're writing academically, you use passive voice and you don't include yourself because you lost or you lose the objectivity of the information that you're giving. And this writing has also a lot of opinion, have profoundly affected the nature of our society. Where is the evidence of this opinion? And in this, if you check on the corrections I sent you on text number 1, I said you have to be objective. Your opinions are irrelevant in academic writing. I wrote it to many of you on that part. Why is it relevant? Because when you give an opinion, you have to back up that opinion. That's why this is not academic. It's not saying how it has changed or some facts on the actual change or the affection to the nature of society. So this is just a text that is not academic. So from this text also, there is information that we need to extract. What is the actual, meaning real, what is the actual information we can extract from this text? There is a lot of decoration. When you start writing your essays, you can decorate with additional information, with examples and that sort of things. But when you're being objective and you want to go straight to the point, the facts of the information, what is the real information in this text? That's what I want you to learn how to get. Let me show you. Can you see that? Can you see my PPT?
No.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to end here. That was funny. Okay, look at the extraction of the information on the same one. It says, the information age has incorporated sound and images of television and computers, enhanced by the World Wide Web interactive communication. That's it. What I did not use was the examples, because those examples were for the author that wrote that. He provided his examples. So I'm not going to use the same examples he used. I'm only extracting the information. And if you notice, there were 2 paragraphs and I have 4 lines. That's what I want you to get. That's what I want you to develop and learn how to extract the information. All right? Let's go with number 2. I'm going to share again. I'm going to change this. And I'm going with the other text. We did this already. Let's go with the other text. This text. David Valdez, are you here? Can you see this one?
Yes.
Can you see the text?
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you read it, please?
It was not until the enterprising sea captains imported exotic animals to sell to traveling, showing that words such as lion or polar bear had much meaning to Americans. In 1789, the first large collection of exotic wild animals was put on permanent exhibit in New York. By the 1830s, most circuses had a collection of animals that generally included elephants, camels, lions, tigers, kangaroos, and apes.
Apes.
I'm sorry?
Apes.
Apes. This animal shows served as traveling circus, where many Americans saw their first exotic animal. The creatures made such an impression that American English began to acquire new phrases. To monkey around and monkey business are expressions of the early 18th, and to make 1800, and to make a monkey out of someone is from 1899. All the things turn basis on the increasing number of monkeys seen in circuses and zoos. A large or uncouth man was called a big ape by 1831, and gorilla was used to mean a hairy, thought man by the 1860s and a thug by 1826.
Okay, thank you. What's the actual information we have here? This is really simple, actually. It's a lot of decoration here, but what is the fact, the actual information that is useful? What do you think?
The use of animals in zoos and shows.
Okay, give me more. Somebody else.
The impact of important exotic animals in USA.
Okay, any other ideas? Anybody else?
How exotic animals has influenced the American language?
Close. Okay. Somebody else? Okay, let's see. Stop sharing and share again. Where was it? Here. Let's go with the next one. There. Until we use it so we can read it together. Not even 4 lines, complete 4 lines. It says between the late 1700s and the early 1900s, the exhibition of exotic animals added new animal-related expressions to the English language. That's it. And if you compare this to the other, it's a lot of decoration in the text. But what's real, the period of time, what brought the exotic animals, through what? Through exhibition, right? And the expressions in the English language. If you notice, I didn't use the examples the author used because I'm not copying. I'm just extracting the information. Are you understanding? Now, this is what I want you to do with the other text. I'm going to share again. And let's go with the other text. Text number 3. This one is more scientific. So when it's something more scientific, it makes it harder to extract because scientific writing is more specific. They don't decorate so much, but they do use examples. Are you seeing this one?
Yes.
Okay. Fabiola, can you read the first paragraph, please? Fabiola Rojas? Is Fabiola here today?
Not here because I'm inconvenience with the email and internet.
All right. Jasmine, you read first paragraph.
Okay. The cells of the plant are organized into their tissue systems, dermal, vascular, and ground tissues. Ground tissues. Each tissue system is continuous through gut, the plant's body. The specific characteristics.
Characteristics.
characteristics of its tissues. However, are different in different organs of the plant. The dermal tissue system is the skin of the plant. The dermal system or
Epidermis.
epidermis is a single layer of cells covering the entire body of the plant. The main functions of the epidermis is to protect the plant. The epidermis also has a
Specialized.
characteristics for the particular organs it covers. For example, the epidermis of livers and skins has a waxy
Coating.
coatings that help the plant conserve water, and the
Conserve.
epidermis conserve water, and the epidermal cell near
Near the tips.
near the tips of the plant roots help the plant absorb water and nutrients from the soil.
Soil.
The second tissue system, the vascular system, is the transportation system of water and nutrients. Vascular system also help to support the plant structure. The third system, the ground tissues, make the bulk of the plant, filling all of the space between the dermal and vascular tissue system. Ground tissue functions in the photosynthesis, stores, and support.
Super. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So what is important here? The structure of the plant that is divided into 3 systems, right? Here, I remember something that I saw in your writings, that you have the tendency to put the first, the second, but before, you never mentioned that you were going to number things. Like in this case, the cells of a plant are organized into 3. There is an indication that you're going to number. So, but if you don't indicate it before, you cannot go with first, second, and third, and so on. All right. This is very specific, but how does it look like when you make an abstract? Look at this one. I'm going to show again. Where is it? Here. This is the third. Can you see? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you remember, we had 3 paragraphs in the text. So we go to the specifics and we say 3 tissue systems conform a plant. What are they? Here I use semicolon there. Dermal tissue system, which is the outer layer. I explain what it is, the outer layer that protects the plant. The vascular, again, I'm numbering, so I'm not going first, second, and third, because the author used that expression. So I'm not going to copy the same expression in this case. So the vascular system that carries the nutrients and provides sturdiness to the stems, and the ground teacher in charge of photosynthesis, storage, and strength. There you go. Straight to the point, okay? No decorations. What it is, what it does, or what it is, how it functions, and that's it. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go with the other one. That's what I want you to get to. And this is the last one, I think. Yeah. Okay, on this one. Camila Tudillo, can you read it? Is Camila here? No. Javiera Cervantes, are you here?
Yes, Miss.
Thank you, honey. Can you read it, please?
Yes.
Is that picture from Las Vegas, right? The picture you have on the screen is from Las Vegas?
Yes.
Sounds familiar. I've been there.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
By the decades just before the Civil War of the 1816, the 60, sorry, the southern state had developed an economic culture distinct from that of the north. The economy of the south depends largely on two things: cotton and slave labor, because of the rising demand for cotton from the mills of England and the inventation of the cotton, gaining cotton.
In the invention of the cotton gin.
The cotton gaining 1793. 1993. Sorry, I can see good. I lost my glass and I can see
okay,
very well.
So just read the first paragraph and then somebody else will read the next.
Okay. The cotton production of the South increased tremendously. Okay. In 1790, cotton output had been 9,000 bales a year, but by the I can see the numbers, sorry.
1850s?
1850 output had soared to 5 million bales. In the South, cotton was king. The most readily available source of labor was the institution of slavery. Thus, cotton and slavery become interdependent, and the South grew more reliant on both.
Okay, so the next one, Daniela Ilavaca. Is she here?
Yes, do you hear me?
Thank you. Can you read Daniela, please?
Do you hear me well?
Can you see Daniela? No?
I think her microphone could be non-functional.
Okay, no matter. Let's see, Gabriel Oyarsun, is he here?
Yes, miss.
Can you read, Gabriel?
Okay. This was in a sharp contrast to the north, where farming was becoming more mechanized and diversified. Northern farmers would boast of improvements in the form of new routes, railway, and
machinery.
Okay, and variety of crops in the south. However, farmers bought laborers instead of equipment, and man's social status depended on the number of slaves he owned. Economic difference between the two regions would ultimately lead to armed conflict and the total restructuring of the South.
Okay, that's a lot of information. It looks like long and dense, but what is the point here?
The relationship between slavery and the cotton production in 18th century.
Okay, just that?
It speaks about social conflict because of the slavery.
Railways.
Anything else? Okay, let's see how it looks like. Try it again. I don't want to move. Damn. Okay, here's the information. From the late, you take the period of time the text is referring. So this is key, okay? You contextualize the information. So it says, from the late 1860s to the mid-1800s, cotton and slavery sustained the economy of the southern part of the United States, while the North developed on infrastructure, transportation, and mechanized work. These differences led to social change in the South. And that's all the information I need to know. Did you notice that? Okay. This takes practice. And that's why I want you to work in pairs and see how you can develop, because you're going to get, since you're starting, you're going to get the idea of how relevant the information is, and you have to be careful on not repeating the information, because if you repeat the information, you fall into plagiarism, and that is not the idea. The idea is to extract the information, so with that information you can create your own. That's what we do when we make an investigation, for example. We get the information from different writers, right? And then we form our own idea. And these are the first steps for you to start writing an essay. Because an essay, the body of the essay is all the information you gathered from different sources and that you use to explain your own ideas or to back up your own ideas. And at the end, based on that information, you provide a conclusion. Therefore, this reminds me of another thing I saw in your writing. You cannot conclude from a single paragraph. You conclude from a whole set of information. Then you provide a conclusion, but you cannot conclude from a single paragraph, from a single idea. You conclude from different ideas that you gather, and that backs up on an opinion or a thesis, which we're going to learn how to do that in the future. So for now, and this is your activity for tomorrow, find your partner. Try to keep your partner until the end of the semester so you learn to work with each other. And you are 21, so most likely one of you will have to be 3, but just one of you will have to be 3, and the rest pair. So back up, look at the activity I left for you, and extract the information. That's for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to give you more. We are going to evaluate this when I get the feeling that you're understanding and that your work looks like you are getting the idea. Then we're going to proceed. So I'm not going to give you dates for the evaluation. That's what I told you at the beginning also, before the strike. I said, we have tempted dates for evaluation, but that depends on how I feel that you are progressing. So let's do this. The more practice, the better. If I see that you're doing okay, then we are going to set a date together for you to make your first abstract that is going to be evaluated. For now, it's just practice. At least for this week and the next week, it's practice and practice. But you have to get the idea. First, after that, you get so much practice, you're going to look at the reading and you're going to go straight to what is actually important, and you're going to weed out. That's an English expression when we say sacar la maleza, when you weed out what is not necessary, the extra examples and opinions. And that's what you have to focus, not to pay attention on the opinion, but to pay attention on the actual information that is relevant. Okay?
Miss,
Yes, honey?
this practice of 4 paragraph, can we send in your email or tomorrow can check our partners or no?
I would love if you can use, if you can do it on PowerPoint. Maybe if you can put the text and you can put your abstract on one side, you can divide the PPT so we don't have to go to the way I did it here, because we waste time when we put the word and then we put the PPT. Maybe we can use the PPT with one text and right next on the other side, the abstract. So we can see how relevant that was and what you should and you shouldn't include. Can you do that? And we see it together here, so I can give you an opinion and my feedback immediately.
Yes, I think it's more better.
I would say it's faster. So you are going to get the vision from the different groups, and I can give you immediately my feedback and check on that. What do you think? Good?
Good.
Yes, it's better.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. And find your partner.
Okay,
Okay, guys. I'll see you tomorrow then with that activity. You can get to work now, unless you have any questions.
No.
Okay. No.
All right. Be good. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
See you tomorrow, Miss.
See
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, Miss.
Bye.